When was the last time you actually felt your birthday? Not the casual acknowledgement, not the polite thank you replies, but truly felt it the way you once did when you were small, when the day glowed with balloons and laughter, and the world seemed to pause just for you. Then somewhere along the way, adulthood arrived. The date still comes, but it feels strangely weightless. You wake up, scroll through a few notifications, maybe answer a call or two, then go on with your day. You tell people it's not a big deal. You say, "No, I don't really celebrate." But somewhere behind that easy tone lives a softer truth. People who downplay their birthdays aren't emotionless. Often, they're the ones who have felt too deeply before. They've learned that expectation can sting, so they protect themselves with indifference. What looks like calm is sometimes self-preservation, a quiet armor built from past letdowns. Birthdays, in a psychological sense, are mirrors. They reflect your relationship with time, attention, and existence itself. When someone says, "I don't care about my birthday," they may mean, "I stopped waiting for others to care first." There's a difference between emotional maturity and emotional retreat, and birthdays often show us which one we've chosen. Some people genuinely outgrow the excitement, not because they're numb, but because they've found peace in ordinary days. They celebrate life daily, not yearly. For them, happiness isn't tied to balloons or candles. It's in morning coffee, quiet walks, and small consistencies. But for others, birthdays carry a subtle ache, not from getting older, but from remembering the times they felt unseen. They once waited for someone to remember now until they learned not to. What sounds like nonchalance is sometimes emotional self-regulation, a way to control disappointment before it arrives. Psychologists call it emotional dampening, the brain's way of lowering expectations to keep the heart steady. It's not weakness. It's an adaptive form of intelligence, but over time, that protection can dull joy. You become cautious with your own happiness, walking through your birthday like a polite guest at someone else's celebration, present but detached. We all do this to some degree. We say it doesn't matter, but still notice who remembered and who didn't. Because caring is human. Even pretending not to care means you still do, just quietly. Somewhere beneath that composure is the longing to be seen. Not extravagantly, not loudly, but genuinely. A birthday, after all, is the one day that simply says you exist and that matters. For many adults, that message brings a swirl of emotions: gratitude, nostalgia, maybe a hint of loneliness. Birthdays remind us of time, progress, and the distance between where we are and where we hope to be. For some, it's grounding. For others, it's confronting. So we downplay it. We keep the day simple because simplicity feels safer than expectation. But that restraint isn't always peace. Sometimes it's fatigue, the kind that comes from being the dependable one, the giver, the strong friend who rarely gets to receive. You become the person who celebrates everyone else, but quietly fades into the background on your own day. And yet, deep down, even the most self-reliant souls still crave to be remembered, not with grandeur, but with sincerity. They don't want fanfare, they want understanding. They want someone to see the person they've been becoming. That's the paradox of growing emotionally mature. You learn to rely on yourself so well that being celebrated starts to feel unfamiliar. Vulnerability feels awkward, so you turn the day into a routine, a shield disguised as calm. Still, your mind keeps taking inventory. Another year, another reflection, another quiet audit of who you are now versus who you hope to be. That's not detachment, that's awareness. Because birthdays aren't about counting years. They're about noticing who you've become in the space between them. As children, We wanted the world to recognize us. As adults, we begin recognizing ourselves. The celebration shifts from external noise to internal truth. Maybe now your celebration is just a long walk, a favorite meal, a few hours of solitude. Not the loud joy of childhood, but the calm joy of alignment. Psychologists call this self-concordance. When your life begins to match your values and fulfillment no longer depends on applause. So when someone spends their birthday quietly, it isn't apathy, it's authenticity. Yet even in that authenticity, the heart still hums with a small, honest wish. I hope someone remembers anyway. Because independence doesn't erase the need for connection. We all want to be noticed without having to ask. That tension between self-sufficiency and the wish to be seen is one of the most human contradictions there is. It's the echo of every person who has learned to stand alone, but still hopes someone will see through the strength. Birthdays become small, silent tests, not ones we announce, but ones we feel. Who remembered? Who didn't need reminding? Who sees us even in our quiet? Even if we shrug it off, a part of us still checks, not because we're needy, but because we're human. And maybe that's what birthdays are really about, not parties or candles, but awareness. A pause in time where you face yourself and whisper, I'm still here. I'm still trying. I'm still becoming. So if your birthday feels like just another day, don't see it as emptiness. It might be evolution, the realization that meaning doesn't need confetti to be real. Still, if someone reaches out, let them. Let them remind you that you matter. Because you do. Even in the quiet. Especially in the quiet. Because maybe growing up isn't about losing the magic. It's about redefining it. Realizing that celebration doesn't always mean noise. Sometimes it just means being fully present for your own existence. Take a deep breath. You made it another year. That alone is worth noticing.